Hello and welcome to the demo video for the event attendance report. So what is an event attendance report? Well, very simply, it is a spreadsheet where you can put in the attendance of various people to your event, and you'll be able to see who has attended when and who's passed all the criteria and all those kind of things. So let's just start off by saying, how often does your event run? It could be a networking event, it could be a mastermind event, it could be a meeting of sorts, whatever type of event it is. If you want to monitor who's attended when and how often people have attended, and what your attendance rate was like at each event, this is for you. So first and foremost, we need to start up and set up how often the event meets. And this will determine, if we go to this page here, we'll see there's loads of areas here. I've already filled in some information, but there are no dates or anything. So we need to establish the dates of your events. So let's say you want to meet every Friday. You can put here, select every 7 days, because you've got days or months. If you want to meet every 7 days, you can select that. If you want to meet every second Friday, you can select every 14 days. But if we go, say, for argument's sake, every Friday, and then you say starting when, I think the 5th of January was a Friday. Yes, it was. So now all of a sudden you've got your Friday dates. So you can meet every 7 days, every day, every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever, by putting those in. Or the second option is, let's just say for argument's sake, you want to meet on the second Wednesday of every month. So if you come here and you say, actually, I'd like to meet the second Wednesday starting in January of 2018. Now you see you've got there Wednesday the 10th, Wednesday the 14th of February, 14th of March. So you've got the second Wednesday of every month. So you can do that option. But now because you've selected the second one, you can see there's a green tick. It's taking the second one. It's not taking the first one. So you can only use one of them. So it's pointless filling in both. At the moment, if you leave some of them blank, I'll just remove all of them for now. You'll take that one. So it's got every 7 days. So it's once a week, every Friday. And there's enough space here for 54 events, so you can do a year's worth if you're meeting once a week. But now you see here it says one match because there's bank holidays. So this Friday, the 30th of March, is on a bank holiday, Easter Friday. So what do we do for that? Do we want to ignore the event? So you can come here and just go, no, just ignore that event, and it takes it out there. These are the dates that it's using on your schedule. Alternatively, you can say, no, I don't want to ignore it, but we'll have it on the Thursday. So then you just come here and put your date override the 29th of March, and it'll go on Thursday, the 29th of March, and we'll keep that date in. These dates in the last column are the dates that it's taking. It's going to be using for your schedule. Let's just leave that out for now. What happens if you want to meet on completely random days? So you want to meet on the first Thursday, then the second Friday, then the third Wednesday, then you could just complete random dates. You can just type those dates in here, one below each other. Leave all of this blank. It'll leave this whole thing blank. And as you type dates here, override whatever you type in here, it'll disregard everything else, and it'll take that date in here as your final scheduled date. If you do put a random date in here somewhere and it is on a bank holiday, it will still flag up as a bank holiday just to show you. So once you've got your dates all sorted out, down this column, your dates will appear in date order on your register. So let's just go there. You can see all those dates are in there now in order. So what else do we need to do? The other thing we need to do for setting up, if you scroll down, is here are some criteria, pass or fails, really alerts as to what the people in the group have been up to. So people are expected to attend at least X number of percentage, so 30% of all meetings. People are expected to attend at least 1 time per calendar month, or 2 twice, or 3 times, 4 times per calendar month. And people aren't allowed to miss more than 3 meetings in a row. Now, I've selected all 3 of these just to show you how they work, and you can see there's a green tick. If, for argument's sake, there's no ruling regarding the number of times per calendar month, all you do is you remove that. It'll show a red cross to show that it's not taking this line into consideration, and you can carry on. You don't have to use all 3. You can use 1, you can use 2, you can use none of them, or you can use all 3 if that's what you want to use, just to be able to set criteria as to what's expected of people attending your meeting, so that you can see at a glance if everybody is obeying the rules and everyone is doing what they ought to be doing. So now let's move on to the register. This is the setup. You do this once at the beginning of the year. If you're meeting more often than once a week, you might have to do 6 months worth or whatever. But if you're meeting less frequently than once a week, you'll have enough space for a year. You can set this up for the year, and then you only need to set this up again the following year. So your register is where you would enter each week or each month or however often it is that you're meeting. So how does this one work? Well, this one's fairly straightforward. You can see you put in the people's names, you put in the date joined. You can use these at the top here to sort by any of these columns. Put the people's names in, put the date joined. Now the date joined is very important if they've joined during this period. So from this first date here to the last date on this list, if they've joined during that period, you need to put the dates in. Otherwise, it's going to start penalizing them for times when they weren't actually there. If they've joined previously, so let's just say if this period starts from 2018 and they joined from 2016 or something, you don't have to put the 1st of January 2018. You can leave that blank, or you can put in 1st of Jan, i.e. the beginning of this period. That's up to you, but you don't need to put those dates in. If it's blank, it'll automatically assume that they've been here this whole period. So if they've joined during this period, you just want to put the date in. That's also quite handy for you, that you can sort to see. If you do leave those blank, you can see who's joined during the last year. This S column is a sorter column. If you want to sort by any of these green ones, because the green columns are all automated, and you can say, for argument's sake, you want to sort by pass or fail, so you can come down here, you can right click, copy, you can come here, paste values, and then you can sort by that column. And you can clear. That's literally just there for you to put information in from one of the green columns should you wish to sort by those columns. And then all you do is you tick. So as you can see, this one's gone red because this is the most current one. And all you do is you click on it, drop down list and select the tick, and then that person came on that date. It's as simple as that. If you're working behind, you say, actually, I'd like to see this week, please. All you do is you can come to the top, you can highlight that, select the tick, and then it'll highlight that column, so then you can see actually this person here did actually come that week if you want to check up and go back with it, something like that. But otherwise, just uncheck all of them at the top, and it will show you the current week. It's just a different color change, just so you can see what you're doing quite easily. You don't fill in the wrong column by mistake. You can scroll across, which means you can see all of those dates. Now these ones are light blue because we've gone past those dates, so it shows you that they should be done. And these are dark blue just to show that they're future dates. All right, so that's your schedule. You fill that in each time you have an event. Just tick the boxes. You can see here category A, so that's percentage. So has the person attended enough? You said 30%, and yes, they all are, so they all pass. Alert B was the how many times per calendar month. They at least need to be once per calendar month. So now you kind of go, well, why has this person failed that? Well, here you can see they didn't actually attend during July. So the whole month of July, they didn't attend a meeting. And then you go, well, what's this last one? How many meetings in a row? We said that they could attend 3, but if they missed 4 meetings in a row, they were in a bit of trouble. And this person, you can see, obviously missed quite a few meetings there in a row. So those various alerts will flag up. If they pass on all the ones you've selected, they'll get a pass. If they failed on at least one, they'll get a fail. So you can see who's failed, who's passed. If you leave any of these ones blank, so if we left this one blank for argument's sake, you just see on your register, it would just be blank. So it wouldn't take that into consideration. Let's just put that back in again. So that's your register. That's what you fill in each time you have an event. That's all fairly simple to do. And what does that do for you? Well, that generates 2 reports. Number 1 is the overall report. So this is a report. You can see how many people have attended each week. So as you go along, you can see what your attendance rates are like per meeting. As you scroll down here, you'll be able to see per calendar month. So the average meeting. So if you're having 1 meeting an event in a month, this will be the same as what you've got going on up here. If you've got, say, 3 or 4 meetings in a month, this will take the average meeting for the meetings during that month. So you can see actually August, on average, was quite a good month for us. that kind of thing. So you can see on average. If you scroll down further, you can see the top 10 attendees and the top 10 attendees. These are based on the percentage rates. These are based on the number of meetings they've come to. So you might think this is the same, but actually it's not, because if someone's only recently joined, but they've been to every event since they've joined, they'll have a higher percentage, but they won't necessarily have a higher number of meetings attended. And you can see the bottom 10 and bottom 10 of the attendees. So you can see who's actually attended the fewest meetings percentage-wise and number of meetings, just in case you need to jump on some heads. So that's your overall report. But the other one, which is arguably a bit better, is the individual report. So what do we do here? And we come and we select person number 1, and you can see when they signed up, did they pass on the percentage? Did they pass on the monthly pass? Did they pass attendance in a row? Yes. What's their ranking in percentage? What's their ranking in attendance? How many meetings have they attended? How many meetings have they missed? You can see the chart there. You can see how when they attended. So if there are big gaps, you can see those big gaps, or you can see when they've actually attended those meetings. And the top here, you can see month by month how many events did they attend each month, how many events did they miss. If they weren't here at that stage, you wouldn't have ticked them off, so you'd have a 0. That's all right. But you can actually see here as to each on a month by month basis. And then if you want to go, well, actually, I'd like to see person 3, how they fared, the graph will change accordingly to show you what their situation is since they've been coming along to the group. So that's quite useful, obviously, from an individual person point of view. This is useful from an overall point of view. And then, as we said beforehand at the beginning, this will set you up for a year. So when you get to the new year, get a new spreadsheet, set this up again. You can put the same settings what you've got. Maybe just change this date here so it starts from the following year. Get the new dates, and then what you can do is you can come here and you can get your person's name and the date joined. You can highlight this data. You can right click, copy, go to the new spreadsheet and right click and paste values. Never paste. Paste will ruin your spreadsheet. In this case, it might not. It should be all right. But normally, you never want to use paste when you're pasting into a spreadsheet that's been created for you. You always want to use paste values, because paste will paste the formatting. You cannot ruin it. So paste values into the new spreadsheet, and then you'll have your people's names and their dates joined already set up, all ready for the new year. So yes, I hope that that's helpful to you. I hope that you understand how this works. If you get stuck, please do get hold of us. The other thing is, if you have a group and maybe this doesn't work for you, maybe there's something different that you need, maybe you'd like to know more on the reports, let us know about that, because we'd like to update this as we go along. And also, if you want something custom made, there's no reason why we can't do that for you. Now, just before we end this video, for those of you who have been watching, will notice that a new tab has just miraculously appeared at the bottom. That's because I've just added in an extra video at the end. We've added an extra tab onto the end of the spreadsheet. So if you have a look at the individual list report, it's not the same as individual report, which you've just taken a look at, but the individual list report. What it does is it lists all of the people in order, and it literally shows their sign up date, the overall. That's a pass or fail, overall pass or fail. Your different categories, pass or fail, and different categories. Those what the categories are. Your number of attendance out of how many meetings that they could have been, depending on when they joined. The attendance percentage, and how many meetings have they missed in a row. Just so you can get an overall view. Because although this does give all of that information, you need to select one person at a time. So what we've done is just put them all in a list. You can sort. You can use the sort criteria. You can sort as per the register. You can sort by the number of attended. If you change that, for argument's sake, then it changes it and it puts it in order based on the number of attended and ranked. Or you can change and go for the percentage ranked, in which case it resorts it according to percentage. So you can choose how you want that sorted. It's just handy to have all the individuals on one list, so you can see at a glance if you're having a meeting or discussion on something as to who's done what and who's attended and who hasn't. So I hope that helps your group or networking group or meeting group, whatever it might be. And we wish you all the best of this. Thank you very much. Goodbye.